Hey guys. Actually, I'm going to keep this up here. Good morning. I know this is something different, but I'm live streaming on YouTube in the morning. I was just going to let this play out, this trade, and kind of just talk about what I do with my stop loss, what I don't do, before my morning call at 9:15. So if you want to hop on, BoldApproach, come on and join us. On YouTube in the morning. I was just going to let this. All right, so hi. So it's Wednesday, 3:17. I just woke up. It's like 8 in the morning. I want to put the little eyes there. Awesome, Paul. All right, so what I wanted to do for a little bit. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Daniel. Good morning. So I ran these in Sim last night. So we can see that clearly NQ had a losing trade around 2 a.m. for $500, so almost a full loss. Oh no, it didn't. It had two small losers. So it had a losing trade here, 36. So this was $400, and I guess this one was like 150. And then obviously it's in this winning trade. And that's why NQ doesn't look the best when it comes to the strategy analyzer, because it says it's only 53% or 56% profitable. But that's where you have to kind of look at the chart, look at a little more of the details, and then decide if it's good for you. Because when it wins, when it has a winning trade, just like yesterday, just like today, it's huge, like so big. So does a $2,000 trade outweigh a $500 loss from those other trades? Yes. Even if these were two full losers, that would be $1,200. You would still be up an extra $1,000 right now, and the trade is still going. So obviously it could continue going in my direction. I did not turn this on today because I just didn't want to get chopped up overnight. I wanted to get some rest, so I did. But I know I saw Earl took it, so happy for him. And Paul did it in micros. He's up $500. So I was just going to talk about kind of how I move this. And what I do is not necessarily the best because I have definitely been stopped out prematurely. Last week, hey Jeff, last week I was stopped out. On Tuesday, I got myself out. I woke up something like this. I was up $3,300 and I got a little too close and it took me out with around $3,300 in profit. If I would have just held that same trade throughout the whole day, it went to $8,000. It closed itself at the end of the day around $8,000. So I missed out on $5,000 that day. And then I think it was Thursday, this very similar thing. I maybe got out with 1,500 or 2,000 or something like that. And it went to 4 or 5, or maybe I didn't have it turned on, something like that. Regardless, I missed out on like $10,000 last week because I didn't let the trade actually play out. So it's up to you what you do with your floating trailing stop loss. So this is it right here. So I can move it at any time. Obviously, if you notice these red dots here, that's where it's going to change direction anyway, but they can also move lower. So what I could do is just trail it in this kind of fashion where, okay, I'm going to sit here. If it crosses over the red line anyway, we're probably going to change direction. So I'm okay getting out. You do have to be aware of wicks, like, I'll give you an example, like a wick here. So if I had my stop sitting right above this red dotted line and this wick came up and hit me, then I would be out of the trade, but you can see that it actually continued lower. So that's something where I'm saying if you have it sitting exactly at the red line, kind of like I do here, that could be a problem if a wick comes up and hits it maybe at the open of the market because it's a volatile time, and then it shoots back down and goes even bigger in profit. So things like that you need to think about, but obviously you don't have to touch anything if you don't want to. After NQ is in profit for, it's like $600 or $700, it's automatically at a $200, it's like right here, it's automatically at a $200 profit. Obviously nobody wants $200 when you could have had, $2,400, but you would never, I'm assuming you would never be mad if this is almost 100 points, you make 2,000 regardless, and you don't make this 400 or 500 that it's moving down now. So yeah, just kind of wanted to touch on that. Also wanted to look at gold. Gold's been doing really well for me. I was going to actually turn gold on last night because I feel like it's not affected as much as the indices when it comes to the interest rates and stuff. So I was going to take gold, but I didn't. It is what it is. That was a $230 winner this morning in this one candle, it looks like. YM had a $70 loser, and that was in the night session. The morning session doesn't start for me until 11 a.m., which is in 2 hours. So again, hey Jeremy, you can test out. So obviously feel free to test out any theory that you have. You can use the strategy analyzer. Also, I didn't check this out yet. Oh, you can use this. This is what Earl's been using. It's the strategy performance. So you put the strategy on your page, right? Just like, so I have 2 for YM. Then you can get the performance. I'm assuming he does historical. And he says it's better than doing it in the strategy analyzer. I'm not sure the difference. So this one's saying, oh, this is just 3.1 to 3.17. Is it just like the current week? Last week? This one was down $165. It's not like bad. And this one was up 340, 100%. I don't know why it's doing 311. That might be somewhere in my settings where I have it just do a week back. I'm sure you could change that to maybe like a month back or something. But regardless, what was I saying before I thought of that? Oh, yes. Jeremy, you can use trailing settings if you want. I have found they don't work very well because I think they get too close, and then that goes back to getting stopped out before your your trade moves. One thing you could do with NQ, because there's only one there's only one movement of your stop loss, but you could also put the trailing on and then it would move it slower. What you could do is say, if you have NQ and the move that it makes is, okay, $200 in the green, you could say after it's gone down for your trailing setup, you could say after it's moved down 500 more points, I want it to move, you know, whatever, another 50 ticks or something like that, 40 ticks, another $200. So then you're clearly locking up 400 regardless. You could definitely do something like that. I think that's what Connor had pulled up first, where he had some really, really big requirements that had to be met before it would actually move. So understanding that he wants to let the trade have room and breathe, especially something like NQ, which is very volatile and can have these large candles like this. But understanding that, okay, I don't want to get too close. You know what I'm saying? So that's I think that's what he did, but then I think he took it off. He also took off the break even. Connor and Steven specifically used the NQ on the micro side. No TPs, no break even Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday's a little more volatile, so they use the break even on Thursday. I use the NQ, no TPs, but with a break even Monday through Thursday. Yeah, so I hope that helps. I'll see. I thought Earl was saying something. Anyway, oh, Jason traded gold again. He's up $940. That's nice. Very nice. Hi Pedro, how are you? Welcome, welcome. I was just inviting people from my other group too. Oh, Earl, that's funny. But yeah, I probably need to just get over my weird, hey David, I need to probably get over my weird fear of NQ when something's happening like this. I guess I feel like I know better. Because you can see it was choppy overnight essentially. It stayed in this whole range. I wonder if they have drawing tool, rectangle. Rectangle is one of my favorite drawing tools. Here it is. Like, look at this. Look at this. This is probably what Earl was talking about. So all night it couldn't break this low. See that? See, this is what I teach in my, this is some of what I teach. Look at this rectangle. Look at this, you could call it a channel, whatever. This is what the market was ranging in since the open, essentially. 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Hi, Jason. So I was just talking about you and your oil win. So the market has been ranging, well, obviously not now, but from 8 p.m. here all the way till 6 a.m. This is what I don't ever want to be part of this, ever. That's not my specialty. Some people trade channels really well. So what they do is they sell at the top or they buy at the bottom, depending on the overall direction of the market. I don't, actually I used to with NQ in the afternoons when I was a new trader, but then I was taught structure and I like that much more. So yeah, so that's why, this is why I turned the algo off last night, because I was assuming that it was going to be like this, get a fake out, get a fake out. That's exactly what these are. You get faked out in the new direction. The algo thinks it's going in this new direction, and it's really not, because a lot of people aren't trading, or the market is just content in its range. And then it finally broke it, and you can actually see that it came back and retested it. So if I stretch this out just a little more, look at that. It went out, and this is like This is like an introverted person. Oh, they go outside. Oh, they don't feel comfortable. And they come back in the house. That's really what this is. They're like, no, I'm really not ready yet. They tried like how many times to come outside? Like, oh, I'm going to try it. No, I don't. Oh, I'm going to try it. No. Okay, I'm really going to try this time. They went outside and they didn't like it and they came right back inside. Then they're like, okay, you know what? That actually was nice. I'm going to go outside again. Is this a good analogy? I don't know. Regardless, this is kind of how I think about it. So, because it will pull back up a lot. I tell my students sometimes this too, that it can pull back in even once it comes out. So this was another kind of fake out, but it wouldn't have been that bad. Obviously, you can see we stayed in it with our risk of $600. So, and then it finally trends. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the trend. And this is what Earl posted in the results channel. He's one of my students from last year, and he knows what he's looking for. So he probably had it turned off and just came to his computer early and turned it on and let it go. So I'm glad that makes sense. And I'm glad that analogy works. But this is what I thought was going to happen all night, and that's why I did not want to turn my algo on. And I also think it's going to be just now today very volatile and crazy. Like, this was a nice trade, but after this, the market's going to open, and then FOMC discussions are going to be happening all day, and then they're going to speak at 2 o'clock. So I'm not in the business of being chopped up or whipped around, so I'm just going to sit out today. But like I said, something like gold may not be as affected. Like, you look at last night for gold. So it kind of was in a channel here. Had a nice move up here. Again, my gold doesn't start till midnight. And then it was kind of sideways, and then it had that drop that it took from me. So YM is an indice. You always want to know your products. So NQ, YM, ES, and RTY are all indices. They're all part of the actual overlining of the underlying stocks in the stock market. So they typically move similarly. Obviously, they're all different products, so they move different. But I'm saying, if most likely, if the market is at a standstill for something kind of like that NQ was, then other products will be the same. Like, look how many wicks there are in this NQ. Well, it had a lot of wicks yesterday too. I don't like the way that looks. But anyway, see how it looked like this was going to pop out and it didn't, and then it got faked out, and then it finally did it over here. But yeah. But gold, because it's a metal, it's not following stocks in the stock market. It's going to look different. Silver is not. I'm going to turn this on. There was no trade for silver last night. I had it running, but there was no trade. Silver clearly does not look like how NQ looked last night, so that's also a metal. Oil is a commodity. So Jason traded oil. Let's see what that looked like. He made $900. So oil's a 5-minute, right? Yeah. Sometimes I forget. Put my strategy on for oil. Ooh. Wait, it's not even 10:30 yet. Why is oil jumping so hard? Did you see that? What? And after I do this, I'm going to make some tea and get ready for my morning call with the other group. Look at that wick. What the crap is this? All right, so this is oil. So an oil looks beautiful, actually. In one trade since last night, the settings for oil are also kind of towards the middle of the night, early morning. I don't even remember. So you can always go up here and, or even in your chart, and go to strategies. And then just, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see it. 2 a.m. to 4 p.m. So didn't take any of this overnight. That's fine. Oh, this long was nice. So my hours start at 2 a.m., but look at this 1 a.m. trade. Like, this was really nice. This was really nice. That's what he probably has his, Jason's probably running it all the time. So say you got in at 64, is that 83? 64.83? Even like here. 20, 40, that's 400, 500, like $500 in this long. And then, ooh, look at this perfect double top. I teach that too. And then the move down, 65.10, another 40 ticks, $400. And this because I have a TP1 on, because it actually went even lower. This would have been
Order submitted.
$600. Oh shit, I better not be in my live account. Well, no, I'm in my sim. Okay, that's fine. I'll let oil run. Look at this wick. That is crazy. So now I'm in a long, but it'll probably go back up there. That's the crazy part. And look where my sell limit is. It's perfectly at the top of that candle bar, so nuts. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go make some tea and get ready for my morning call with my alert group. And I will talk to you guys later. If you have any questions, as always, just reach out. And I hope you guys have a good day. Be safe. This video will be on YouTube if you didn't catch all of it and you wanted to go back and watch it. So, all right, guys, have a good one. Happy Wednesday.